Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Still Toking with. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have a fabulous, most awesome episode for you today. And as always, Benjamin, how's it going?
Fabulous, most awesome.
Yeah.
Episode.
I like it.
I do too. I like the new Leo. It's I'm the monkey behind the keyboard. Now we have a fabulous, most awesome. I'm doing good, Leo. How are you?
Doing okay.
He's doing fabulous and awesome.
Right. No, I'm kind of excited to chat with this guest tonight. I mean, new movie out. It's kick ass. A lot of older stuff that he's been in. A lot of one episode things, but he's been in a lot of shit. I'm really into digging into his mind. So yeah, that's all I fucking got. Next.
Jeffrey!
His mind. We'll have to find it first.
Wow.
But it's in there somewhere. How's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. I'm psyched. And it's March. We're getting into better weather in spring, right?
Yes, daylight savings is this weekend.
Yeah, clocks go forward. I kind of like
Yay.
that, actually. I don't like the backwards, but I like the forwards. Get it? Anyway, let's just bring him in. Let's welcome Scott Hamm Duenas. Did I say that right?
Man, you came close enough. That was a great effort. It was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, the 20 tries before we went live had
It didn't help at all, but you know what? He gave it
No.
a try, and that was really, really good. It's well done. But like I said, it's easy going, man. You get as close as you can. There's no wrong answers.
Good
No
to
wrong
know.
pronunciations.
Can
no
you
wrong
tell my
answers.
wife that?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Pal. Yeah, or actually, my wife believes I have all the wrong answers. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. We're just gonna leave it there.
Look
In
at the
case they
bright
see this live.
Yeah,
at least you
haven't
have
answered right
answers.
in 10 years. Exactly, I haven't answered right in 10 years. I'm working
Me
on
and
it. I'm gonna get one.
me and my wife call it boy brain, girl brain. Girl brain is always smarter than us, monkey brains.
Yeah, I get man.
Wow.
That's two
Wow,
monkey
wow.
references in the last 5 minutes, man.
There-
Right?
You seem pretty genius to me. That was a pretty sweet open you guys had there. I'm sure you had a lot to do with that. So man, you're killing it over there.
just a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a little bit. Yeah, I think Jeff supplied a couple of the pictures, and I said, "This is kind of what I would like." And
yeah,
Leo
Yeah.
did the rest.
that's pretty much how my producing goes too, man. With these movies, I supply an idea or two, and then just hire a bunch of people way freaking smarter than me to take it to the next level.
So speaking of movies,
Yes, sir.
you just released one.
Yes, I'm very, very excited about it. It was last night on March 7th. We just released the feature film Rebroken, starring myself and the legendary Tobin Bell, who, if you don't know it by name, he's played probably the most famous for playing Jigsaw in the Saw franchise. And
Yep.
and just a huge resume of just probably been in a million things. My favorite things are like The Firm and In the Line of Duty. Did an episode of Seinfeld. I don't know. You just can't miss him when you see him. He's fantastic. But yeah, it opened last night, and we're streaming in lots and lots of places. We're available on DVD in lots and lots of places, and all the like Dish Network and all that good stuff. With more to come. We're kind of doing it little by little, but the official first day was yesterday, so I'm pumped up, man.
That's awesome. That's
Right,
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
Now you wrote the storyline for that, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote the original. Like, if you see the credits or see me credited on things, it will say story by Scott Hamm Duenas, or however you said it, Scott Hamm Duenas. And, and like I said, as long as anybody's saying it or reading the name, I don't care how you say it. But yeah, it was my story. I like to do this thing where I write down stories or script ideas or little things, and I do it old school, man. I'll get a pen or a pencil and write in like a comp book or a little folder. And they're all over the place in my house and in my office. And some of them I come back to, some of them I never do, some of them I reference. And this one I just kept coming back to, and I really only came up with about a 40-page short story, or it was like one episode, a half-hour episode, like a Twilight Zone or something, like an anthology type thing. And I got a couple friends that are really talented writers, including the person that I say wrote this screenplay, given the thing, my producing partner on a lot of stuff too. His name's Kip Tribble. Send it over to him, and I always kick it to him and say, "Hey man, what do you think of this? Is this thing worth a shit? Is it good? We've been friends a while, so he can always shoot me straight," and he does. And he said, I really like this one. The bones are here. I like what you did, and I'm like, well, let's turn it into a screenplay and try and get some financing and get this thing made. And he did, and he added a bunch of crucial stuff to my little story, and that's what became of Rebroken.
Nice.
Actually,
nice.
I love that movie.
Did you?
I loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I'm a horror thriller kind of a guy anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's the kind of movie where everybody's going to have their own take at the end.
Yeah.
That's
Matter of fact,
nailed it. Yeah.
Hence the discussion before Scott came on backstage.
Yeah, before you came on, Jeff and I totally took the ending totally differently, and I loved it myself as well. It's definitely you really love the mind bending. Like as I'm watching it, I was thinking, okay, is this how it's going to go, or is this how it's going to go? And it totally went, totally different from where I thought it was going to go. But it was, it was awesome.
I got to tell you guys, that is absolute music to my ears, because that was kind of the goal. We knew that people were going to have different interpretations of the endings and shit. We even kind of talked about, we had different perspectives on the ending too. And those are my kind of favorite thrillers like a Memento or Mechanic or something like that, where the ending happens. It's hard to talk about because you don't want to ruin the ending. The ending happens, and then you kind of redo the movie and steps in your head, and then you kind of your own version of, oh, this is why this happened. Now I get why this happened, and then kind of put together the puzzle. And I love that. So you guys obviously got it, and I can't tell you how much I love to hear that.
So I have a question for you, Leo. Do we have the trailer?
We do. And I just wanted to add, Tobin Bell, like, you know, he's really creepy in the Saw movies, but having him have like in the Saw movies, you only see him for a little bit, you know, and this year he had like a full, there's a ton of Tobin in this, and he freaks you the fuck out. You know, it's just
anybody with those steely blue eyes and jet white hair, that they'll do that to you. And then when you got that death stare like he can put on you too, it's yeah, you're right, and I agree with you. He's amazing, and you know, there's parts of this movie where it's just we use his voice a lot, and I mean, you can't get a better voice for this type of movie than that voice that he has when he lays down those voiceovers, and it's crazy. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of his. I was before, and now getting to work with him, I'm an even bigger fan.
Very cool. Yeah, here we go. Here's Rebroken.
Awesome.
You're on the path now, Will. You're on the path.
I know that dealing with overwhelming grief day after day can make you feel like you are insane. So we have all been there. We are all still there.
And Shelley is? It's my daughter.
What if you could reverse it? There's this place hidden away. He'll open your eyes.
But there are rules, Will. You must listen with a clear and open mind. Your mind is open, your heart is clear. Now open them both to what is dear.
Who is this man, Will? Shelley? She's not gone. She's just stuck. Brother, you're stuck in a cycle right now, going round and round and round.
Then you gotta be careful what you wish for. Folks don't always like what they discover about themselves.
Like you've seen a goblin.
Will, where is Shelley?
Now open them both to what is dear.
There we go. Rebroken, available on VOD right now. You can find all the information and show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Did I do well there?
You did. 13 minutes in. I didn't have to remind you to talk about the show notes because of our guest. And bravo.
Why, thank you.
So I got a question about the title. Why Rebroken?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good question, because we agonized over the title for this film. Me and Kip would just kick it back and forth, all these titles. And I'm like, I get real sour. I don't want it to be like, you'll go on IMDb when you come up with the title. Like, we'll be like, yes, we love this title. And then you go on IMDb and there's like 7 movies that use that title. And you're like, no, I don't. Kip would be like, it's fine. Those movies are old. And I'd be like, no, I hate that shit. I hate it. I want our own title. And, so we just went back and forth. And then, you know, the overwhelming theme to me that I wanted to go with was that this guy was broken, you know, like Humpty Dumpty broken, when they're trying to put him back together again. And then there's the other aspect of this movie that was like a Groundhog Day, like he's living the same day over and over and over again. And so he's getting broken over and over again. So he's broken, then he's rebroken, then he's broken, then he's rebroken. And then with it was a nice tie-in with the stereo and the record, because you go broken record, he's playing the same message in there. It's a broken record. It's like I'm hearing the same shit. The broken record of the day, the broken record of the recording. So we ultimately settled on that. I think that one was collaborative, but I came up with the Rebroken, and Kip loved it, and Kenny, the director, Kenny Yates, loved it, and we went with it from there.
Wow, that was a perfect explanation to my question.
Oh,
was.
good. Hey,
It was.
man. Broke the clock twice a day. That's me.
You know, that
Once
had
in a while, I
detail
get 'em.
to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't just we thought of it because of whatever, you know.
Yeah, right,
There
right.
was
It's my
detail
favorite
in
color.
that description.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good.
So,
Good. So, sometimes I kind of drone on, man. So you can jump in there and stop me. I'll give lots of.
no, I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Oh, we love when the guest just keeps talking because we don't have to
Just
do anything. We
talks,
we
yeah.
just sit here and look good. We're just like,
Hey, let him, right. But you can also tell me to shut up too. That's okay.
nah, we would never do that to a guest. We say that to Jeff.
Yeah. All right. We'll say
What?
that.
Huh?
Yeah. Nicely done. So,
Right.
are you a horror thriller kind of a fan? Obviously.
You know, I do like horrors. I'm kind of an old school guy when it comes to the horrors. I love the old original, like Halloween's and Friday the 13th and Silent Night, Deadly Night. Those are some of my like favorite type of horror things. And then, yeah, thrillers is, gosh, that is way up there for me. I love that. One of my favorite movies of all time is Silence of the Lambs. I love the movies that I mentioned before, like Memento and anything M. Night did, you know, a lot of his movies. I just love, you know, The Sixth Sense and all those kind of movies. So, yeah, I'm a huge thriller fan. And I know some of them, including ours, is kind of it's a slow burn sometimes. You gotta hang with it, and you know, because it's not full of karate and action. But then I always love the payoff when the payoff is good. And I'm hopefully that the audience thinks our payoff is good, because I love a thriller like that where you put in that hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you get the payoff at the end. I love that about thrillers, because I'm that guy that also likes to watch a movie and try and figure it out, or be like, oh, I know it. Okay, I see it. Oh no, I see it. I'm not gonna tell you guys, but I see what's gonna happen. You know. And then at the end, if I'm wrong or if I'm right, I love that. And then having a discussion afterwards about it. So yeah,
Right.
thrillers are way up there for me. I'm a movie person, period. I love movies, all genres. But I do love a good thriller, man. I really, really do.
Nice. And speaking of all genres, like I said at the beginning, you've been in a ton of stuff. So we're going to bring it for the ladies first.
Okay.
General Hospital. You were in General Hospital.
Yes.
My wife is laughing in the background.
And I'm laughing mentally because he gave you the perfect segue, and you go to General Hospital.
Well, I had you for the ladies. I had you. Well, that's just the beginning.
It's the natural segue over to daytime television soap operas. Yes. It's,
right. Where would you have gone with that, Leo?
He mentioned karate. He just said karate.
Well, yeah, I mean, Cobra Kai would have been the thing I brought up, but
I was going.
I don't know, man.
Cobra Kai is for everybody, though. That's not just for the ladies.
Right.
I was trying to appeal.
Is it a special day you trying to get laid tonight or something? Being nice like that?
Oh man, I don't know. Should I holler back and find out?
Hey, soap operas are for everybody, man. Soap operas are for everybody. So, but yeah, General Hospital. God, I love those people over there. I've had two stints on it. Played two different characters actually, which is soap opera. You can do that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yes. The first time I was on there, I played Frank Rausch, which was a fun character for me. It's kind of a brutal character, but for soap opera, especially back in the day, Luke and Laura had a son, and he was coming out of the closet, but he didn't want to tell anybody. Back in those times, he was just like he was a gay character, but he was closeted. And then my character Frank comes into town, General Hospital, Port Charles, and he starts. I'm the gay basher. I'm picking up the gay men and then beating them up because I'm super homophobic. So when it comes to it's charming fellow.
Okay. Charming. Yeah.
So I do the same with him, and then when I beat him up and his friends find out, that's his big moment in the show of, what do? Do you let me get off the hook because you don't want to come out of the closet to your friends and family, because why would the gay basher beat you up? Or do you come out and confront this guy and stop him because he's already beat up like 3 people in the town? So it was a nice little character arc for me, and it was a nice little couple weeks on General Hospital. I had a blast, and yes, needless to say, I was like, I remember the storyline going, this is a great part. I can be on it for a while, but I don't ever see this turning into a series regular. Because this guy is not very likable for himself. I think my last episode too, I became racist too. So that was a nail in the coffin. I think I had they assigned me an African-American public defender, and I walked in and said, I ain't having one of you guys represent me, So it was I was not a man. Just talking about it now, I'm like, God, what a jerky character. But it's always fun to play.
Right. Well, I wasn't trying to go down that path, but shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those are the fun roles to play. So I had a blast. And then just recently, because I have a little fight experience and I can do some of my own stunts and stuff, they called me back in to play Eric, which is a guy that robs Sonny Corinthos, the main bad guy, the Godfather character. I believe it ended up being like 5 episodes, and I rob Sonny, and then he gets me and beats me up and throws me in a car, puts me in the hospital, and I think I'm in a coma. So I think that's how they ended my stay this time around. But yes, I played Eric, and this one was a little bit faster entrance and exit, but it was good. I got to fight, got beat up, got to rob some people.
Nice.
Had to do a lot of dialogue with ski masks and disguises on, which my mom hated because she wants to see her son's face. But
Right.
it was it. I loved it again. Like I get to play a bad guy twice, and 2 separate guys. One of them really bad and really stuck out. And I had a blast. I love it. And I'll go back anytime to play one of those guys again, or to play a third bad guy. But I had a blast. General Hospital. I love you.
Very cool.
And yeah, the show has been so popular too. It's so good to me every time I'm on it. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we find, like I said at the beginning of the show, we've interviewed a lot of people, and you always find that daytime soap opera.
Oh yeah.
That they maybe 1 episode, maybe 2 episodes, but you go.
Yeah, it is very common.
It's almost like a
very
pattern.
common, yeah.
It's like if you get on a daytime soap, then odds are your career is going to maybe be a little bit better than somebody that wasn't. Not saying it's true,
I mean,
but
there's so many paths to get there. I think for a while, and they still do, I think the daytime actors and soap opera actors sometimes get a little of a bad rap, like they're cut below TV and cut below the film actors. But I think if people ever went behind the curtain and saw what they had to do, it's a really great place, especially if you're new, to learn, because it moves tremendously fast. Because if you really think about it from a technical standpoint, they're cranking out an hour show every day. And, an hour show, network hour show, you get 2 weeks to shoot. It takes 2 weeks to shoot that, sometimes more. And so you're cranking out an hour show for 5 days a week, every day too. It's not a 22-week season, it's every day. And these guys are getting these chunks of dialogue because there's all these multiple storylines, and you're getting new pages the day of. You get in there and they come slide pages under your door, and they're like the pink pages or the blue pages because they're making little changes as they go, because these writers have such a crazy job to keep all these different storylines intact. I think those are some talented people on those shows, whether they get the credit for it or not. And it's a great, like you said, for people starting out, for veterans and for anybody, that it's a good, it's like doing a play every day. It's a really good place to go in there and know your stuff. And then it's also like 3 camera setups too. So you kind of have to learn some technical stuff too about hitting your mark and looking in the right direction, doing all the right things, because you got 3 cameras on you at once. So you better do it right, or you're going to mess the whole thing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Carrie is asking, how was it working with Maurice Bernard as Sonny? He's got a great storyline.
Maurice Bernard was an absolute gentleman, super nice guy, really, really interesting guy. Another guy that, because I'm so familiar with the show, another guy that you think, because he plays such a bad guy and he plays it really good. He's like the godfather of Port Charles. He's the mafioso. He's the charming bad guy. And then you meet him in real life, and they're so different. He's just so sweet, so nice. And so it was fantastic, very accommodating, very easy to work with. He kind of just lets you do your thing. Doesn't try and big league you. He's been on that show forever. He's like the boss. He's like the president of General Hospital. And couldn't be a nicer guy. Shows up in shows up in his workout gear and his coffee and says, "Where do I go? What do I do? Let's do it." And comes prepared, and he's awesome and great time.
Very cool. Okay, now you can go into something else, Jeffrey. Go ahead. I'll let you.
Where's the next
Well,
one?
no,
Go?
yeah, I wanted to ask you. You've done a lot of one episode appearances on a whole ton of shows, a lot of which I watch.
Great.
Which one was your favorite part to play, or which show?
Oh man, that's like picking out your favorite kid, man. This is tough because I love anybody that hires me, but Floyd. What really sticks out? I mean, there's two that really stick out. One I'm sure we'll talk about, so I'm going to go with the other one, which was my first really big break on a big TV show. Was Walker Texas Ranger. It's an older show. It was a big part for me. I'm in the one episode, but I'm in pretty much from start to finish, and the whole storyline is pretty much about my character. And it was like I got it fairly quick as an actor when I started out, and it was amazing getting to work with Chuck Norris. Not only Chuck Norris, but the other guest star other than myself on it was Sam Jones, who, if anybody knows, Sam Jones has been around forever, the original Flash Gordon. And he's been in a ton of stuff. He's just recently in the Ted movies with Mark Wahlberg and stuff. But he was in there in it, and so I was in heaven. I'm like, Flash Gordon and Chuck Norris. This is amazing. And like I'm in all the scenes, and I got and I got to do karate a little bit with Chuck Norris. So that was pretty much it. I mean, it's hard to beat that when you get to work with an icon, get to go on location in Dallas. And then Sam Jones shows up, and so you're with another icon. And the show at the time was tremendously popular for CBS. So that was pretty much cloud nine. And then you come home, and once it airs, this was in the days before streaming took over the world, and so a CBS show at like 9:00 on a Tuesday night was huge. So everybody saw it. And it was amazing, and it started to open up doors for me. It got me a bigger agent, and it got me more guest star parts after that. And again, like I'm going to sound like a kiss up, but everybody was tremendously nice, including Mr. Norris, who was an executive producer on the show, and just tremendously. I got out. I remember getting to set the first day. I was so nervous, and this guy's coming down the stairs. I was like, holy shit, I think that's Chuck Norris coming down the stairs at me. And I'm coming down the stairs. And, hey, Scott, man, good to see you. We're so glad to have you here. Your audition was fantastic, man. It was never a doubt. How are you? How you like Dallas? And I'm just like, holy. It's kind of overwhelming, He's just real positive and a lot of energy. And he made me feel right at home. He went out of his way to come greet me, which is pretty amazing. So that one's near and dear to me.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Was that the answer you were looking for? Was that the answer you were looking for, Jeffrey?
He's like, no, that was not the answer, but but
it worked.
How am I going to know it?
It's hard to pass up your first
I'm just giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit.
Fun of me. So I wanted to ask you about The Stay as well.
Oh, okay, great. Yes.
The
Stay,
because I love that movie.
Did you? Fantastic, man!
Yeah, I love
that's
that
awesome.
movie.
Thank you so much, because that one was a real labor of love. That was almost like the tester for me to see if I could do the producing and acting, like to create my own content type of thing. It was like it really was the tester, because we had really, it is one of those ones where it was like, we're making this with like credit cards and very small budget, and we didn't have any big star names or anything in it, but some of my actors that I know are really good did me some favors, and Kip was my producing partner in it, and it was basically our baby, and we did everything on it. And that is one that I wrote, but Kip came in and co-wrote it with me, but that one we co-wrote together. And it's really just a straightforward, like, date night fun movie. It's a premise that's been done. I knew that going in. 4 people go and stay in the cabin with the creepy caregiver, and you see what happens. And I tried to come up with a different, fresh angle. That was what the beginning of it's about. This couple, an older husband and a younger wife, having trouble with kids and their marriage, and then this trip was supposed to, rekindle the flame, and it ends up doing the whole opposite thing, man. If you haven't seen it, but I appreciate you, and it's so fun. I'm so glad you asked about it because we just it really the last like 6 months. It's been out for about a year and a half now, and it's everywhere. You can get it everywhere if anyone's looking for it. It's called The Stay, and it stars myself and Rob Mays and Kip Tribble and Nigel Acaro. It's really picked up a lot of traction over these past couple months, which I still will never know any rhyme or reason when you get the numbers from your distributor about why things are hitting, when they're not hitting, where they're hitting, and locations and the information that you get. But The Stay just had its 2 biggest quarters, the biggest 6 months it's had since it's been out. So I'm super happy and super glad that you liked it because, again, it was such a labor of love. We knew we didn't have, the big camera and the big lighting package and the big budget, but we made it happen and we were able to get distribution and sell it. And it's on that end, it's a profitable film now. So we're super excited about it. But thank you for checking it out and thank you for seeing it. But again, like I said, that one was my baby to really, like I did everything, not tooting my own horn. It was more of, I did everything because there was no one else to do it. We couldn't afford to hire anybody else. Right. So, I wrote it and I started it. I directed it. I didn't want to direct it. I directed one thing in my life, a short film in community college. And Kip definitely helped me with that. And but I was doing craft services. I was making sure everybody got fed. I was handing out my credit card to PAs every 5 seconds to get stuff done. But we shot it in just such a short amount of days. But I think it came out pretty good. And
well, did we lose him? His phone died?
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Something went crazy with my phone on my end. I apologize. But yeah, I'm really proud of it, and thank you again for asking about it. Because it's like my firstborn, man. It's a guy. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. He's grown up. He's a good kid. So yeah. He's got some problems here and there, but we're getting through them, and now he's turning out into a good kid. So yeah.
You mentioned Nija, which was awesome in this, but it seems like you've done quite a bit with her, and you also have something upcoming with Ben Kingsley. Is that true?
Well, it is true. That's not one that I'm producing or anything like that. That was something, and that's speaking of Nija. I met her in an acting class out here in LA, and we became fast friends. And I thought she was perfect for The Stay because she plays this character Nora, who's really smart and really kind of like a businesswoman and a worker bee, but she's also tough. And that's Nija in real life too, because she went to Juilliard and graduated from Juilliard, but she's also from the Bronx and will beat your ass. So she's perfect. And I wrote it with her in mind and got her just in time because she did some Disney movie with Uma Thurman like a month afterwards. So I was super excited about that to get her to do it. And of course, got her back. She's in Rebroken too. Had her back in Rebroken. But what going on to the Ben Kingsley thing is that both of us are slated to be in that if it gets going. It's been greenlit and unlit like 2 or 3 times. So we shall see. And I believe that this last time, not to bring everything down, but I believe Julian Sands was attached. And I know, unfortunately, he's, I don't know where it lays now, but he went missing as a hiker, a month ago out here in the Los Angeles mountains. So we're praying that something positive comes with that. If something has happened that I don't know, I'm sorry. But anyway, so we met another person in class that was producing that movie and was casting that movie. And we had this big showcase and they approached me and Nija about roles in that film. And we, of course, you say, oh, Ben Kingsley's attached to play the lead role. Yeah, we'll do it. What do I got? I'll hold the light for that movie. So we said yes. Right. And I was just waiting for the call, man, for it to go into production. I'm not a producer or anything on that, just an actor. And my fingers are still crossed that they are able to get that thing off the ground because I really like the idea that they have, too. It's an Ibsen play that set to like the Wall Street collapse. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Very cool. Be on the lookout for it.
Thank you.
So, I think we have a commercial that we have to play.
We do. Do you want to kick it off, Benjamin?
No, I'm going to let Jeff kick it off.
Kick it off, Jeff. Do it. It can't be any better than the commercial I just gave you where I blacked out the screen.
I just kicked it off. So this is our upcoming event, right? We will be
at Mohegan
Sun. 20 something. There it is.
25th and 26th.
Yeah.
That's it.
Jeff and I will be at Expo Canna, home of the X Cup. But yeah, we'll let them tell you about it.
Expo Canna presents the second annual Connecticut Cannabis Expo, March 25th and 26th at the Mohegan Sun. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or looking to get your medical card and grow your own, Connecticut Cannabis Expo has it all. Open to the public.
Come enjoy the lineup of guest speakers and lecturers, covering topics ranging from growing to setting up your cannabis business for success. Learn and grow with the area's brightest cannabis professionals.
Tickets and additional info at expocan.com. That's XPOCANN.com.
Nice, man. I want to go. How do I get there?
You're gonna fly from California to Connecticut, which is the East Coast, so it's probably like what, $800. When you can buy the ticket.
Connecticut's on the East Coast. Oh, thank you so much.
It's at Mohegan Sun. Have you ever been to Mohegan Sun?
It's at the Mohegan Sun, so you can gamble too.
I'm just kidding with you. Yeah, I have not been to the Mohegan Sun, but I was born in D.C., so I'm a little familiar with the area.
Right.
I have some relatives out that way in Boston, and I still have a best friend in D.C. And but yeah, no, I've never made it all the way up to Connecticut, but I need to.
Yeah, Mohegan Sun's something to see. It's I don't know if it's still ranked this, but it's like the world's largest resort casino in the world or something like that.
Really?
At least it was. I don't know if when I worked there it was. So it's yeah, I don't know.
Man. Congratulations, guys. That's gonna be a good time. Everybody go out and go see these guys. That's amazing.
It's gonna be a good time. But like you said, you were born in DC, but you were a Seattle sports fan.
Right. Well, they both were Washington, right? I was very confused. Not very smart young kid. So maybe you're right. Maybe I did need that reference that Connecticut's on the East Coast. Because, yeah, I'm obviously well played. Well played. You obviously, yeah.
But you went to college in Illinois.
I did.
Right?
I kind of moved around a little bit. Yeah, I was born. My parents were living in Virginia. And my dad was a military guy. He was in the Marines, and then he was just out, and he was trying to find his way, a career. My mom was a really, really young mother, and very quickly said, "Get me out of here, and I want to go home to Arizona." So she took us all back to Phoenix. And that time when I was little, it was always these West Coast football games, and I just remember the Seahawks were always on, and I just fell in love with them. And then I just fell in love with the players. And then Steve Largent, a legendary Seattle Seahawk, was on the number 80. And when I played a little bit of football in my time, I always had to wear number 80. And just that's how I became a big Seahawks fan. I still root for him to this day, though. I've never wavered. But yeah, been out quite a few times to see some games because it's not that far of a flight from down here in California. That's on the West Coast, if you're wondering. And
really.
So I'm shoot up there and catch a game, and and then I went to school in Illinois out there for. Did I make it 2 years? A little over a year. I went strictly to play baseball, and I was playing in this little league right out of high school. And, yeah, what's that?
You pitched.
Yes, I pitched for a long time. I did.
Yeah.
And, I loved it, man. I miss it. Baseball was my first love. Just like 99% of the population, just wasn't quite good enough to make it where I wanted to make it. But I wasn't going to go down without a fight, man. I must have played, after high school, played on travel teams. I played at a couple different colleges and community colleges and small colleges, and made my way up. My best year was in Illinois, and it just happened to be that a coach that one of my good friends from high school who grew up in Illinois was out for the summer visiting his family, and he went to a game and said, "Where's that guy playing next year?" I had a really good game, and he said he's not playing anywhere yet. He's probably just going to go down the street here, and so he said he should come out to Illinois with you. So I did, and it's this little school out there called Canton College or Spoon River College, just a little bit south of Peoria, over by like Bradley and Western Illinois and stuff. And I had a pretty decent year, but you know how it goes. You start shoulders starts going downhill, and you start getting a little older. Girlfriend wants you to come home. People are wondering when you're going to get a job. And your
shoulder goes downhill. The girlfriend wants you to come home, but you got some sort of kudos in the yearbook, I think.
I did, man. Yeah.
Voted the cutest tushy.
Oh no, I thought it was genius. It was genius.
Oh well, that too. But yeah, but I read that you got voted the cutest tush in the yearbook.
That is what it was, man. That's yeah, exactly. Of all the things you could be, most likable, best dressed. Yeah, I got cutest ass. So
it was from the baseball pants. Yes. Baseball pants, right? The tight baseball pants. That's what it was.
Yeah, baseball pants and lots of squats back in the day. When you're a teenager, you can put all that weight on your back and trying to get my fastball up. So yeah, it was growing the rear end a little bit. I don't know what happened to it now. It's gone. But
I just want to know, Ben, what the fuck kind of research were you doing to find that?
Bro, man, it was right in his fucking IMDb. All you're gonna do is read. You're just gonna read.
Well, I'm sorry. He's over here dying laughing.
He laughed so hard the screen went black.
I don't know what's going on. I really apologize for that. I don't know. I saw
it's all good.
On my end too. I can touch it, so it's
Maybe somebody's they're sending you text messages. They're like,
I'm
watching the show. It's funny.
What's going on with this? Everything's turned off.
Oh wait. We know what it is. He's in California, folks. That's all you gotta say.
It is. Yeah.
The smog rolled in.
It's all my
back.
It's all my girlfriends from high school now that you've reminded them of that I had the cutest tush, the cutest ass. But I did like his what kind of research were you doing for this thing?
Oh, good thing I didn't mispronounce your name.
It was all right there.
I like it, man.
It could have been worse. I could have said, well, does that still hold true today? Stand up, turn around, show the camera. Let's see if these ladies agree. But I didn't do that.
How I answered it for you beforehand, so I got myself out of that if that was coming down the pike. But it's not there anymore. I have to clear that up real quick. You know what? It's about half of what that was back then.
Yeah, so welcome to the show, folks. We're talking about Scott's ass.
Yes, this is correct.
I told him at the beginning, you never know where it's going to go, man.
Yes.
Sorry. It's just the way it is. But we are here to talk about this new movie, Broken, which if you weren't here at the beginning, shame on you, but we're going to talk about it a little more.
Awesome.
Well, you know what we can do is play the trailer again.
Why don't we let him bring that in? Yeah, let him give a good pitch on that and then bring the trailer in. I like that idea, Leo.
Scott, do you want to give a intro on the trailer?
I would love to, and I thank you for playing it again. This is a brand new movie. Came out yesterday, March 7th. It's on a lot of the streaming platforms right now, specifically Amazon Prime and iTunes and the Apple and Vudu, Vimeo, all those ones. Just go on the search bar and hit it and check it out. And you can see the trailer there. You could also buy it or rent it. But anyway, it's a thriller. It stars myself and the legendary Tobin Bell, Jigsaw himself. So check it out, and here it is.
You're on the path now, Will. You're on the path.
I know that dealing with overwhelming grief day after day can make you feel like you are insane. So we have all been there. We are all still there.
And Shelley is?
It's my daughter. What if you could reverse it? There's this place hidden away. He'll open your eyes.
But there are rules, Will. You must listen with a clear and open mind. Your mind is open, your heart is clear. Now open them both to what is dear.
Who is this man, Will?
Shelley? She's not gone. She's just stuck.
Brother, you're stuck in a cycle right now, going round and round and round.
Then you gotta be careful what you wish for. Folks don't always like what they discover about themselves.
Look like you've seen a goblin.
Will, where is Shelley?
Now open them both to what is dear.
Hey. Awesome, man. Hope everyone liked that trailer. We worked very hard on it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Like he said, it's everywhere, and you can see it. Leo,
up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us.
Please
And
do.
the movie
Check it
does
out.
the trailer justice.
Yeah, it does.
Support us little films like that, and then down the line we can bring you some bigger ones even. So we appreciate it. But we appreciate every view, every click, every review, every rate review. That's something people can do that helps us out so much too, is go on like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and things like that, Amazon, and rate it and review it, even if it's a 2-word review, like I like it. It helps us so much, drives the algorithms. And,
I like.
It does so much. It's fantastic.
See, I was thinking more like.
Hey, I will take that. Yeah.
Kicks ass.
Yeah.
Kicks
Yeah, there you
ass.
go. Look at this. Oh, you might.
Oh, and he froze. It's that.
That was not me. That was not me. That was on your guys' end that time. That one was not. Everyone went blank on my side, so I hope that that was not me. But yeah, check it out, man. You don't get to see my ass in that one either, but there's a couple tank top shots of someone into that.
We did lose your screen.
Can my screen's gone?
Yep. And we're getting it as well.
I'm looking right at myself, the same as I've been the whole show. Are you kidding?
No.
Do you mind popping out and popping back in?
Sure. I swear, guys, this one is not me. I don't know what happened.
Well, we wait for him to come back. What's that?
Vic's asking, is Jeff bad with the gummies?
Am I bad?
Back.
He corrected.
Oh, back. It's Jeff back with the gummies. I'll never tell.
Well, while we wait, we can play the other ad for Expo Cano. This is going to be March 25th through to 26th at Mohegan Sun. And here it goes.
Expo Canada presents
the second annual Connecticut Cannabis Expo.
March 25th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and March 26th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
At the Mohegan Sun, featuring the X Cup, New England's most rigorous, tested, and judged cannabis competition.
Whether you're an aspiring ganjapreneur or looking to get your medical card and grow your very first plant, the Cannabis Expo has it all. Open to the public.
Come enjoy the lineup of guest speakers and lecturers covering topics like growing styles to setting up your cannabis business for success.
Legislation, advertising, accounting, medical benefits, packaging, CBD products, hemp, and more. Learn and grow with the area's brightest cannabis professionals. Everything cannabis under the sun at Mohegan Sun, March 25th and 26th.
The Connecticut Cannabis Expo, sponsored by
Cureleaf,
Radio 104.1,
1029 The Whale,
The Botanist,
Safe Tiva,
CRQ,
and High Life Packaging. Tickets and additional info at expocan.com.
That's SPOCANN.com.
There we go. And March 25th and 26th.
And he's back.
Awesome. Yeah. I don't know what happened on that one. I all of a sudden the whole thing went out. I didn't see your guys' handsome faces. And then when it came right back on, but then according to you, I was gone. So we're back.
Yeah, it went all black and then super echoed. I was like, wow.
It was a reset in the timeline.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a California thing.
Live, whatever we're going to call it, live everything, TV, radio, podcast, everything. What happens, right? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So,
it was the aliens trying to listen in.
That's what it is.
Right? They want to see it broken.
It's the recordings. We're communicating with them. It's the secret.
They want to see the movie. That's what it is.
I love me. I hope they do, man. We welcome everybody. We're inclusive, as they say here. We include everybody can watch this thing.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought one of them was going to say something. I was like,
I was going to.
We all did the same thing. I was like, I thought you were going to say something. You probably thought I was going to say something.
Well, I was going to say, are you inclusive to geeks? Because you had a co-star that is quite the geek.
Oh,
Allison.
Wait on. Who?
Allison?
Oh, Allison Hayslip. Yes. She's fantastic. And she fell to us like an angel. We got so lucky to get her, and we got her at the last possible minute. And a lot of the reviews have just loved her performance. I read one the other night and it said they wished there was more of her. Hey, so do I. But yeah, she's great. And she was actually there was someone I had in mind.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, you guys. You guys can hang up on me just like, hey, look at this.
No.
No, it's
God,
part of the show. We don't mind it.
Now it's starting to upset me. I need a drink. But geez. This is the first time it's happened. Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's the first time it's ever happened to me. I say that a lot to people, but she was a good friend of hers. Was someone that we had someone drop out. We had a little bit more of we had a somewhat recognizable name touted to play it, and they couldn't do it at the last minute. They had another obligation. So then I went to my little own personal Rolodex of people I thought would be great for it. And it's just a funny story because you guys know the movie. And I called this actress that I know really well. I thought she'd be great. And I said, send it over to you. I know it's a rush, blah, blah. She goes, oh, there's one thing though. She's like, I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh, well, how pregnant are you? And she's like, I'm like 7 months, but I can still do it. And I was like, not to be a jerk, but the movie's kind of about like the loss of a child, and yeah, it's not gonna work if you're pregnant. I'm so sorry. But she was really great about it, and she said, I have a tremendous actress who's a good friend of mine, who's available right now. And I said, well, okay, send her the script and tell her to put herself on tape. Send her, just have her tape herself on her phone or whatever. Don't have it go black every other 4 minutes like I do to you guys, so I can watch your performance, and we'll see. And she sent it. She's fantastic, and she was willing to do. I mean, she's got like 73 television and film credits, so she was amazing to get. And I thought she did a fantastic job, and she fit in perfect with the group, and we were lucky to have her.
And I mentioned Geek earlier. She was a co-host on Attack of the Show and BattleBot. She did voices in Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, yeah. Good. See, you know more about that than I do. So you're good, man. Yes, I don't. Like I said, I met her during the shoot. I know she's got a million credits. I'm not familiar with all of them, but I thought you were just calling her a bit of a geek, but she not her, the character. And I'm like, okay, I can see that. She's kind of the hall monitor and runs the meetings, and she's got to be, But okay, I see what you did there. I get it now. I missed it. I apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. So you got to work with Tobin Bell on this, like you said.
Yes.
Is there anybody in the industry that you haven't had a chance to work with that you would like to work with?
Oh, these are really, really good. That's a really, really good question. And it gives me a chance to crowbar something into that I just wrapped. My little baby production company produced too. We just wrapped a really edgy Christmas movie that's going to come out this Christmas 2023. And one of the actors that we got is somebody that I was like, I would love to work with that guy one day. It's Mr. Michael Madsen. If you know him from like all the Quentin Tarantino movies and like Donnie Brasco and Free Willy, a million. I could go on and on and on. I just think he's one of the most interesting actors to watch. And he plays a big role in this upcoming movie we got coming out. So he's definitely one of them. I can check him off. There's so many. My favorites growing up, like they're so random, from like icons to like, to Jack Nicholson, who's in my favorite movie of all time. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, to somebody like Eddie Murphy, who I just think is talented beyond like the scope of things. And he did so many movies that me as a little kid loves, like Beverly Hills Cop is like one of my favorite movies ever.
Yep.
I used to dress like Beverly Hills Cop and go to school. It's ridiculous. My mom got me the Mumford Physical Ed shirt. I wore that with my Letterman's jacket and the sleeves rolled up and like the same Nikes he had. I would go to school like that and just think I was Axel Foley.
They are great movies.
I would freak out if I got to work with him. And also another person who played characters that really made me want to be an actor is Harrison Ford. Playing Han Solo and playing Indiana Jones. I mean, come on. And even Jack Ryan, those movies. People like that, for me, that I grew up like idolizing as actors and idolize the characters they played. Those are huge for me. Michael Keaton's another one. I was in a movie with Michael Keaton, but I didn't have any scenes with him. So that was kind of a bummer. But I had a really small bit part in it, but it wasn't with him. And but he's another one that I just grew up loving. Every movie that he made is Michael Keaton. So those are it's a huge list. I've been lucky enough to work with lots of cool people, and there's still hopefully lots more to come down the pike, because there's a ton. I could go all day on actors that I would love to work with.
Are you watching Shrinking right now?
I'm not. Should I be?
You should. Shrinking in 1923. Harrison Ford's in both of them, but Shrinking's a comedy, and the latest episode.
Yeah.
You went black again. Let's see.
Seems like you're back.
Yeah, it's still getting an echo. You mind popping back again?
Sure. I don't know on this one, guys. I don't. This one, I know you guys are blaming it on me, but I promise you, I'm not doing anything over here.
It's the aliens.
It is. It's definitely the aliens.
I think somebody's like trying to call him or text him.
That can be,
even though it's off.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a video call.
It's bumping in.
They're trying to push through. Yeah.
Yeah, because something similar happens to you, Jeff.
Oh, it does?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I really, there's nothing going on my phone, on my thing. I have no idea.
Well, we just discussed it. It's definitely the aliens.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I said
I'll quit whining about it. I'll just
I said somebody's trying to either call or text you, even though it's off. It's almost like it's coming in, it's bumping, and then turning you black.
Is it really?
It's really weird.
No notifications.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Everything off. I've never had this happen. I don't know what. I feel terrible. You got.
Well, see, folks, you know, he's an amazing guest. He's going to be on other shows. He's going to be doing other things. Go watch his movies so he can go buy a laptop.
I do. You know what? I'm such a stubborn ass. I do have a very nice new laptop, and I've done. See, I'm spoiled. All the stuff that I've gotten to do up until this, I haven't had one glitch. And then today, we've had a couple of them, and I feel terrible. And of course, it's the one that's live everywhere, not the ones that are being recorded, or the ones that they're like, it doesn't matter. It's all being recorded. We're gonna edit it. Of course, this happens. All right, from here on out, I'm gonna do the laptop. I gotta do it.
Just giving you shit.
Terrible, man. I don't want to let you guys. Show, man, I feel terrible. When it comes time when the Christmas movie comes out, I want to come back. You guys are gonna be like, no. Maybe.
Just to finish my thought from earlier, though, Harrison Ford in Shrinking, latest episode, he plays stoned, and seeing Harrison Ford stoned is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I gotta watch it for sure. There's so much good stuff on. Too. I'll put it in the queue, man. I gotta check it out for sure.
Yeah, really good. Apple TV series.
Awesome. Gotta check it out. Thanks for the recommend. Thanks for it.
So we have about 5 minutes left with our amazing guest, only because he dropped out 3 times and I had to add up those minutes.
We had him scheduled for another half hour, but we're not going to do this bullshit all day long. So we're going to get him out of it. We're not going to do this on and off game for much longer. So 5 minutes, if you can hang in there.
Well, we'd keep you for another half hour, but Leo has another show in about an hour that he runs called The Dorkening. So make sure you guys check that out. Tune into the Dorkening Podcast Network. Tons of shows.
Yeah.
Tons of shows.
Awesome.
But you can also watch all our broadcasts on our website, stilltoking.com. But we are now also going to be streaming on Red Coral Universe. So download the app. Yep. Download the app. It's free. Red Coral Universe.
Yeah.
Leo.
And you can watch that.
I'm doing it for sure. I'm doing it for sure.
What was that, Ben?
I said, go ahead. I know you want to ask a question because you always ask the same question.
Oh, you're talking about my question that I ask everybody?
Yeah.
Well, is that my cue? Is that my cue?
No, Jeff wants one first.
Yeah.
Go for it, Jeff.
Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I got a lot of hobbies. I would say the new one that I found over the last couple of years, I think I kind of mentioned it earlier. I've always kind of been into, well, not always, but in my adult life, once I was done playing sports, I kind of got into this whole mixed martial arts thing. and I love it. And you know, I use mixed martial arts because I'm studying a couple different things at once. So it's a mixture. I have no aspirations of getting anybody's cage or anything, but I love training like fighters. So I've past couple years, I've gotten into the BJJ, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some Muay Thai boxing, and also some straight self-defense techniques called Krav Maga. And just kind of, I try and get to each one a couple times a week, and I love it. It's so much fun, and I want to keep doing it for the rest of my life. So that's my big hobby right now. Cool. I got tired of the regular gym too. I figured I'm wasting all this energy at the gym. I might as well be learning a skill, and you know, learning some self-defense, and it also comes in handy sometimes in the movies or getting hired for something. If they ask if you have any experience or any training or can do some light stunt stuff, it's gotten me a part or two over the years. So I love it. But yeah, I love it. That's my number one hobby right now. Would be training like a wannabe MMA guy. Even though I know my place. That there's no. I know those are some bad. After training with people that are like aspiring guys and going, hey, wow, you guys that's another level. You know, I'm a hobbyist dad. You need to take it easy on me.
Right.
Right.
Well, so speaking of karate, you were in an episode of Cobra Kai. How was that?
For me, absolutely huge because I was a Karate Kid honk as it was. I love the Karate Kid movies. I loved, and I even watched that first original season of Cobra Kai before it really even, I mean, it obviously blew up, but it was on YouTube Red at the time. And I watched it and said, this, I thought it was going to be, I didn't know about it when I went into it. I was like, I don't know about this. And I watched that first season. I'm like, this is great. They went the complete opposite route that I thought they were going to do. And then season 2 came around when they were shooting it and got renewed and got moved to Netflix. And then when I got the call for the audition, I was like, no way, I got to get this. And the coolest thing about my episode, not only did I get to fight and do some fighting with the William Zabka, who plays Johnny Lawrence on the show and in the movies, which was just so surreal to be fighting with him. My episode, I remember when I got the script, I had to sign all these NDAs and do all this stuff. I'm like, wow, they're really serious about their storylines. But it was because they had the original Cobra Kai, for people that are familiar with the movie, was going to be in my episode. They did 2 episodes and they were going to be in my episode. And I was like, no way. The whole Cobra Kai? They're like, yeah. I'm like, and you're fighting them all. And I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So I got to go out to Atlanta for a couple days and, you know, we choreographed a fight and got to fight with these guys and hang out with them. And, man, I had a blast. Ton of pictures and, you know, fanboyed out a little bit while I was out there because, again, I just grew up, you know, it's like getting to box Sylvester Stallone or something for me. It was getting to do, you know, a fight scene with Johnny Lawrence. It just gets no better for me. I loved it.
Right.
That's awesome.
And it was great for me. It wasn't the hugest part. And I got so much run off of it because the show was just so, you know, career-wise, the show was so popular. And they have that fan base that's like a Star Trek or a Star Wars or something, where if you're just a part of it, people are constantly reaching out to you for pictures and stuff. And, you know, they want to be that guy that knows all the characters. You know what I mean? Like, I played, you know, I'm dressed up as Boba Fett's cousin for Halloween. You know, they want to know all the characters. So playing my character is called Ear Gauge because I had ear gauges in it. And yeah, man, I mean, I got so much shine for that. Yeah, I'll be forever grateful. Those guys were fantastic, and I had a blast.
That's awesome. Well, the question that I ask everybody, and then what Ben was alluding to, is what is something besides acting and besides karate, or it could be even karate, but what do you dork out about on your off time? Like, you know, we've had Bruce Valanche on, and he dorks out about like the history of like sunken vessels and stuff like that. What's something that, you know, is you know, totally unique to, you know, something that you love either studying, reading, doing, working on cars? What is it?
This is good. This is a good one. Well, it's not that good. My wife hates it. I love playing fantasy football. I love when the football season comes around. I jump into fantasy. I know it's super dorky, so you made the right word, you know, fantasy team, but I've been playing for a lot of years. You know, I used to play in multiple leagues. until I got married, and then that shit went right out the window. I had to decide. So how many leagues are you in? How much are the fees? No. So now I'm in 2 that I've been in for like over 10 years each. And wow. I love it. I love preparing. I love studying. I love all the stats of it. I love the shit talking that you get to do with your friends and the other players. And the draft is always a big, huge party that we have. And we did it in Vegas last year. So I get to see old friends. I get to drink and geek out on it. And yeah, if you heard us, it's completely, unless you're into fantasy football, you're like, what are you guys talking about? Because, his yards after catch are terrible. I guess 3 yards after catch, I would draft them, with your pick. Fuck, it's just constantly great. But I love it. I can't wait for this season because I had a very disappointing season in both leagues this year. So I need to make a comeback. Forgive me. I tell those guys, they make fun of me, and I kind of might dig back. Forgive me. I was making a movie with Tobin Bell. I couldn't concentrate on my lineup. All right, guys? So, forgive me. Yeah, I was doing scenes with Michael Madsen around the playoff time. Okay, I couldn't set my lineup right.
Good excuses.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're great excuses, right? I try and use it as my trump card, but they don't care. They're my friends. They don't give a shit. So,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! I guess on that one, Leo.
Yeah, we'll wrap it. So let's see. Where's the buttons here? Okay. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. Definitely check out Rebroken, available on VOD everywhere. And for me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. But I run a Dorkening podcast network. There's a ton of shows on the network. There's a lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. You can find me doing a bunch of shows during the week. I'm doing Splash Pages. I'm doing Still Toking With. We also do Midweek Geeks on the Dorkening, which is next. And also Dork Night and Comics Paradox. So a lot of stuff going on. And Scott, actually, I forgot. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can learn more. Scott, where can people find you, or where do you like interacting with your fans?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on all the socials. I would say Instagram is the best one to get me. That's where I'm the most interactive. That's where I post the most. So yeah, get me at Scott Hamm 8 or Scott Hamm Duenas, and you'll find me. And yeah, man, I try and be as interactive as possible. I try and get back to all my messages. I try and respond to requests, respond to just conversation. So hit me up, man. And yeah, check out the movie Rebroken. Please check it out.
Awesome. Jeffrey.
Oh, is it over?
For you.
It's my turn because it's over.
Yep.
Go to stilltalking.com. You'll find out everything you need to know about us. Look us up on Facebook at Toking with the Dead. And yeah, I'm Jeff. I want to thank Scott. It was a great show. Thank you very much for coming on and hanging out with us and shooting the shit. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. It was awesome. Thank you so much.
Benjamin.
So, like Jeff said, you can check us out at stilltoken.com. That's your best bet. Definitely go check out Rebroken for sure. I want to thank Scott for coming on and hanging out with us. Scott mentioned earlier that his dad was in the military. We want to thank him for his service because, as you know, we want to thank all our veterans and first responders for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Bye.
Peace.
Step it off, bring it down and lose it. Come on.